It's the end of the teaching year for most of us. Are you burned out? That's probably typical of teachers. Are you frustrated? If you're frustrated, I have some ideas for you. I have two questions. Number one, are you teaching because it's a primary income for you, or is it secondary? Number two, do you have a lot of other things going on besides your teaching? Even if you're teaching part-time, are you taking care of little children, aging parents, you're going to school, who knows what else? So the answers to those two questions will inform the most important things that I think need to go into a studio policy or studio guideline. So think about those. If you're really busy with whatever, and you are definitely counting on the income, that's going to affect the makeup policy that you should make. It will also affect the latitude that you give students to drop out in the middle of the semester. If, on the other hand, you're not as busy and the income is not as critical, maybe you can be more flexible. So let me just address those of you who, in particular, those who are busy and for whom the income is really important. That's where I found myself most of my teaching years. I came up with a studio policy or studio guidelines, and it encompasses a lot of different things, but these two are really foundational and critical. What you do, what you're willing to do for makeups, and what you do when you allow students to drop out of piano lessons if for some reason they decide to do that. So I think when you get an idea of where you are on the continuum, on the answers to those two questions, then maybe you'll be ready to hear some of the practical choices I'll have for you next week on what you can do. What choices do you have for makeup lessons? What choices do you have for students dropping out? So do some thinking and see you back here next week.